How habits affect our health. A change in a bad habit leads to a change in life. Jenny Craig. Our health depends on 60% of our habits and the way of life we lead. 60% of the quality of health and life expectancy depend on the behavior of the person. Who could have believed that? Health problems are caused by a number of factors, including smoking, alcohol abuse, malnutrition, and a passive lifestyle. These factors contribute to the rapid development of diseases, even from a genetic point of view. Human health is also affected by ecology 10 to 15%, as well as by the entire health system, depending on the development of the country, from 25% to 40%. Our eating habits have a real impact on our health. What are the right choices to fully enjoy life? Focus on winning foods and good habits to adopt. Because of everyday life, our concerns or lack of knowledge, we often have a lot of bad habits. These are long-term habits that can cause serious health problems. There is a long list of habits that are very harmful to our health. They are harmful because they affect the important organs for the proper functioning of our body. Not drinking enough water. If you do not drink enough water, the kidneys can be affected, because it is the element they need to perform their functions such as eliminating toxins from the body and metabolic waste. According to the National Kidney Foundation of the United States, one should take 8 to 10 glasses of water a day. Fasting. After hours of sleep, the body needs nutrients to recover, and it is possible, thanks to breakfast. By eliminating breakfast, blood sugar levels are high, which leads to serious health problems, because high glucose levels are harmful to important organs such as the brain. Lack of sleep. People who do not sleep the recommended hours of sleep between 8 and 10 hours are at risk of developing mental illness, according to a recent study from Northwestern University. Sedentary lifestyle. This is one of the most harmful health habits and can trigger different types of cancer and even premature death. According to the World Health Organization, the lack of physical activity is the fourth leading cause of death in the world. Vision problems. Spending a lot of time in front of the computer and other portable devices produces dryness and eye strain. According to the American Academy of Ophthalmology, this habit can cause serious diseases such as blindness. Stress. It's one of the most difficult habits to master. However, you must make efforts because it is one of the main causes of heart attacks. Excess salt. This habit affects many functions of the body because it causes hypertension that over time can cause serious heart problems. Smoking. According to WHO, smoking affects 25% of the world's diseases. According to WHO, smoking accounts for 25% of the world's diseases. Unlike other habits, smoking is a habit that must be eliminated. Smoking in moderation is also dangerous. Unprotected sex. Most sexually transmitted diseases have serious consequences and side effects on health. Condom use and having a stable partner are both ways to prevent them. Our consciousness allows us to think and decide on complex situations. By dint of repeating certain tasks, we do them naturally without thinking. Take for example driving a vehicle and remember your first time. It took all your attention and energy, yet you are doing this today naturally, without thinking, while listening to music. Here, having these mechanisms is an excellent thing, but it is not always the same case. How to stop a bad habit. Habits can also be a poison in many recurring situations, such as nibbling in front of the TV for hours, going regularly to fast food, drink sodas, eat industrial foods, taking the car for the least race, even 5 minutes from home, smoking cigarettes, weed, etc., drinking alcohol without moderation, constantly complaining, neglecting workouts or exercises. All these toxic actions are habits that affect our health, our happiness, our productivity, and that of others around us. Some of these mechanisms can be stopped by adopting a new approach that requires us to recognize the signal that makes us act. Replacing a bad habit with a good habit. For example, someone who is accustomed to going to fast food every weekend can well replace this habit by cooking good things at home, and eventually invite friends. It's both friendlier and 100 times better for your health. A smoker can initially switch to the electronic cigarette to stop drinking all the toxic products in the cigarette. The smoker will keep his smoking habits, so he will not miss it. He can then gradually decrease his doses of nicotine, until the day when he can completely replace this habit with a new 1 hour of sports per day and every desire to smoke, do 5 minutes of exercise. In 2009, researchers at the NIH National Institutes of Health asked a panel of 1,600 obese people to note everything they ate during the day, every day. This simple habit allowed them to quickly identify problems, find better alternatives for health. The result: 6 months after the beginning of this experiment, all the people who kept a daily diary listing everything they ate lost twice as much weight as those who gave up the idea. The interesting part of this study is that the researchers did not ask the participants anything else, nor did they promulgate any tips for losing weight. They understood by themselves what was wrong, just by adopting this new habit. Most diets to lose weight do not work in the long run because they want to be too strict. If a diet tells you to eat that, do X hours of sports a day, stop taking the escalator or elevator to take the stairs instead, how long do you think? We all end up letting go of the case after a few weeks, to the point of returning to its routine and gaining even more weight. Adopting a single good habit, which is replaced by a bad one, can drastically change the situation. It will only be clearly ineffective and too pretentious to try to change everything in your life overnight, even with the best will. Take action once you have grasped the concept of habits and its importance, both to improve your personal and professional life. You can list your bad habits, understand how they are triggered, what determining element makes you act, the sight, smell, a specific moment in the day, what are the rewards, how you feel when you finish this action. Then, find new habits that must be triggered instead of the bad ones and that must bring similar rewards. Keep in mind not to change everything overnight. For example, changing 5 bad habits at the same time may be too radical and will cause you to give up quickly. Just as big buildings start with small stones, big changes start with small habits.